The call came at 0300 hours, not through command channels, not encrypted, just a raw voice from my past handler. Your wife. Your son. Beaten. Dirty cops, 15 of them. The boys in the ER. Silence swelled inside my skull. The desert around me felt smaller, tighter. Sandstorm still in my boots, rifle oil still on my hands. None of it mattered. My colonel stared at the intel file slid across his desk. He didn't say much, just signed my leave papers. 96 hours, he said. Make them count. 6 hours per man. Enough time to dismantle them, piece by piece. But I wasn't thinking about blood. I was thinking about truth. Truth is heavier, lasts longer, destroys deeper. The hospital stank of bleach and whispered grief. My boy's arm hung in traction, skin purpled with bruises. My wife sat rigid beside him, lips moving, no sound. I watched her eyes when she saw me, wide. Not relieved, afraid. That fear wasn't for me, it was for something else. I asked nothing. I touched my son's hand, cold fingers, still fighting. My chest stayed still, but something beneath it cracked. 15 names glared up from the file, badge numbers, payroll slips, private bank transfers. My handler hadn't lied, but the way my wife avoided my stare told me the wound went deeper than fists. And then I saw it, a phone on the chair, locked. The screen lit for a second, an unsaved number, repeated messages, one word over and over, tonight. I didn't storm, I didn't rage, I collected. Evidence, fragments, silences. Her phone records, cross-checked with precinct logs, a web appeared. Calls to one of the 15, longer than necessary, night after night. Her car mileage, off by hundreds. GPS tracker I slipped under the chassis before deployment still pinged coordinates. Motel on the outskirts, twice a week. I replayed her voice in my head. The tremble, the absence of words. That wasn't grief. That was exposure. I dug deeper. Bank transfers from anonymous accounts tied to 2 of the officers. Money that flowed into her account in neat, careful sums. Not bribes, payments, for silence. She hadn't just been afraid of them, she'd been close to them, inside their circle, while my son bled. The DNA test arrived in a sealed envelope. My hands didn't shake. The results were simple numbers, ratios, percentages. My son was not mine. The silence that followed was the loudest moment of my life. That night I sat across from her in the kitchen. The envelope lay between us. She didn't touch it, didn't have to. I asked one question. Who? Her eyes filled before her mouth opened. That was all the answer I needed. I leaned back, calm, detached. Her tears spilled, but they weren't for me. They were for the collapse of her story, the end of her quiet arrangement. I didn't shout. I didn't strike. I handed her the stack of evidence, the records, the GPS logs, the payments, the DNA. Then I placed my phone on the table, pressed play. A recording of my colonel's voice, make them count. Her face shattered. She thought the cops were my targets. She didn't understand until that second that she was already included, not in a grave, in exposure. I'd copied everything, forwarded to internal affairs, local press, federal oversight. Her name embedded in each file, every transfer, every timestamp. The men would lose their badges, their pensions, their protection. And she would lose the story she lived behind, all with my silence. By dawn, I was already gone. My son, her son, would recover in a different state under her family's care. I didn't stay to explain. The war inside me cooled. The fury didn't vanish. It calcified, hardened into something permanent. I gave her nothing at the end. No words, no forgiveness, not even hate, just absence. Because absence is louder, more final. When I closed the door for the last time, I knew I'd kept my colonel's order. I cleared their names from existence, not with bullets, with truth.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.